There we go. Okay. So I'm probably going to start my introduction again now. I'm going to pull a Res 22 because he has to do this so often because of HD being laggy. Lakia, thank you for the host. Uh, we are down to the grand final now. Obviously, as this tournament is a double elimination tournament and Viper lost to Lojza previously, Viper will have to beat Lojza twice. This best of 7 and in the next best of 7. And if Lojza wins this best of 7, he is the champion. So we're looking forward to this. It is game 1 coming up, and I predict it will be Byzantines with the civilizations that are available here. It's just what we have seen thus far. And here we go. All right. It is Byzantines, so I'm not stupid. And let's look at the map. So we have Viper here in the red, Lojza in the green, and let's get started on this grand final. And let's introduce the players. So Lojza, he has 2 relics on the right-hand side of his base, which is very good for him. Apart from that, he has his main gold on the left-hand side, quite close to the walls, which isn't really the best situation, but we'll look at the rest of his map. He has the stones on the left-hand side and stone on the right-hand side. He does have the secondary gold right up against this gate here, and that pretty much means all his golds are forward. Now, having the 2 relics is very good for him. He also has this one here, and this one here, in my opinion, all closer to him. But I do think this gold situation is not the best. Now, talking about this gold, I think this is actually not the worst. If it was out here, it would be much worse. But Viper, if he does attack, looking where Viper's walls are located, he's probably going to attack here. So if Lojza does see this gold, he's probably going to not call a re because it's on the left-hand side. Viper will not see that or attack on that side. Let's look at Viper's map then. And Viper, it's a pretty decent map. He has a nice back gold, which would be fine for him. He has a stone on the right-hand side, stone on the left-hand side. Also, he does have some space on the right with another gold and a bit more space to build TCs and farms later. The issue for Viper, I think, is just the lack of relics, but he could easily get these 3 relics out on the map. Excuse me, I think they're out here later in the game. Oh, we have a scout conflict here, and we did see this happen a lot earlier in the series with other players. Both players are committing here. I can't quite tell. I actually think Viper's going to win this one. I could be wrong, though. I really have... Oh, no, Lojza's going to win that one. And Lojza getting a huge advantage there. As Lojza says, easy game. And Viper could call a re. He could easily call a re within this point in time. I don't think he's going to do it, though. I don't think he's going to do it. Viper always says calling a re is a waste of precious time. I don't think he will. But look at this. If you look... Sorry, I hear... Okay. Making sure no villagers are being lost to boars. If you look... There are 4 deer here. Viper has already deleted his walls, and he could lure them in, but he doesn't have a scout to lure in the deer, and he is royally screwed now in that regard. So, I don't understand why a player wouldn't... Oh! And is that a dead body there, or is that... No, that's the bow from the villager, and I freaked out. I looked at the spec dashboard, but it's not a dead vill. But, man, that really did look like the bones of a dead chick there. But he's going to lure in the boar. But still, that's a huge disadvantage for Viper. I don't understand why he's so stubborn. And we'll see how he plays it out. I mean, we'll certainly look back on this moment. Okay. Now, Viper... Oh, look at this. I didn't actually see this. He does have some scouting with his sheep out here. He has stone and gold. And E-Scrub's like, man, I bet on Viper. It's not over, though. Viper, of course, has enough talent to be able to come back from that, but it's really unfortunate. He can't lure these deer in. They're very nice. Meanwhile, Lojza has his scout for scouting. He can scout out all the relics. He could lure in his deer if he wants, so it's a little bit more awkward for him. Lojza says, only 2 relics in my base, FML, and he also sees these other ones, and you will see that he's able to have good scouting. Look at Viper's map. He has like these weird little pathways around here, and he has it on this side as well. It's really odd. I've never seen that before. It's not like he could actually collect these resources in a good way, but I've never seen that. It really reaches a long way around the map, and this side as well. It's really interesting. But let's talk a little bit about what we're going to potentially see as Byzantines. I talked about how they have strong monks, and I think we are going to see monks, but it's just a matter of how many monks we'll see. I think Lojza will be going a little bit more aggressive because we see the forward golds, and because Lojza actually doesn't have that much space in his map. Meanwhile, if you look at Viper's map, oh, look at this. He's actually built a mill here. Interesting. So, not having the scout actually was a huge disadvantage. He had to build the mill. Also, the villagers had to walk out here. So, anyway, the gold on the back for Viper, the stone on the back, in many places, leads me to believe Viper is going to be content with just booming. And we've seen it before. Viper will probably not go as aggressive with his monks. He will get monks, but I don't think he's going to be trying to push out across with any siege or doing anything too crazy. Going out to gold now is Lojza, and he is actually clicking up. Taking a quick look, he will put up the mining camp, and he's going up on 25 villas. Meanwhile, Viper, he's gone up on 26 villas, so he's gone up with one extra villager, and he's gone up with 3 on gold, so he might be using the market, or he might just be sending 1 over to gold a little bit earlier. Alright, so just looking at the builds, similar builds, and that's kind of what you see as Byzantines. I'm really interested now. Viper, of course, not having a scout. Look at the difference in scouting now. Well, he does see these 2 relics, which is actually very fortunate for him. He sees those 2 relics. He doesn't see this one, but it's not too far away if his monk does come out here. Not having a scout is huge. He's not going to be able to see if Lojza does go aggressive, and I do think we are going to see that from Lojza, though I could be wrong. It probably was wise for Viper to come out here with his villagers and just collect these deer. Build the mill, it's fine. Then a couple extra over to woods, compensate for that. These players are good enough to do that. His build is pretty much perfected to get up at a decent time. He did go up with the extra villager as well for the extra eco. He's going to be in a good spot. And he's going to be getting the buildings up in a moment's time. Meanwhile, Lojza, he's getting up the blacksmith. He's getting up the market. He is actually struggling a bit for resources, but as I say that, he does have the deer. Oh, look at his food. He's quite behind, in my opinion. Is he just going to get it? Oh, wow. There was a lot of food in that deer. And it looks like he's playing that out to perfection. He actually has another deer here as well. He has 1 more vill coming out. He just needs 29 food. And, yeah, planned out to perfection, really. Well done from Lojza. And it's funny. We watch these players, and we're like, oh, gosh, he's behind. And they always seem to figure it out. Lojza, of course, is a fantastic player, as is Viper. And Viper losing his scout figured it out. And both these players on the way up to the Castle Age. Now, Viper with an extra villager and doing a great job, I think. Ooh, okay. He could probably pick off Lojza's scout here with the vill. I'd like to... Oh, look! Here comes the villager! Get it? Oh, no, but Lojza is going back. That was really, really good from both players. Viper trying to pick that off with his vill. And Lojza being well aware that was about to happen. He's also kind of harassing, if you could say that. Just attacking the stone walls to cause Viper problems. But I got real excited there. That would have been a nice pick off. Remember, if the monks do come out, even this 3 HP scout is going to be a problem. It doesn't matter how many HP these scouts have against a monk. Got to give it a couple whacks. And yeah, Boo is right. Lojza's teasing. So let's look at the builds. Viper has a lot of wood, and I think he's going to go 2 TCs as soon as he can, but he will get up a monastery. Meanwhile, Lojza, well, interestingly enough, he has a lot of food. I don't know if you guys realize this, but he has 400 food, and that's a completely different build than Viper. Having that much food is interesting at this point. He's going with 1 monastery, and apart from that, I'm not seeing too much from him. And I don't like the position of his blacksmith and his market either, because he can't build TCs here. He's going with 1 monastery. How much does he have on gold? 4 on gold. Is he sending these guys over to gold as well? He's building a TC there. This is interesting play from Lojza. There's spectators in here. I don't know why they've allowed spectators in here, but there are, so my apologies for that. But this is weird. This is weird. I would have expected him to have a lot more on wood. Look at Viper. He's gone up to 1 monastery. He's gone up to 1 TC already. 2 TCs already. Viper seems to be ahead, in my opinion. He just doesn't have the scouting, which is amounting to the score. So, I have to see how these players play it out, of course. But I just don't understand why Lojza had so much food. Viper going up to the extra TCs, which is what I expected. He does have the back resources. And that's a very good move for Viper. I think he knows without the scouting, he's not going to be able to get these monks as easily. And Lojza's going out to collect... I mean, not these monks, these relics as easily. And Lojza's going out to collect them now. Going out. And of course he has these two for free. So he's already going to be ahead once he gets this one in. We have how many TCs sent for Lojza? Still only 2. He's going up to 3 now, but Viper's been ahead for quite some time. Now, if you go up that early, of course your TCs are quite idled. It might just work out for Lojza a little bit here, but Viper is ahead in the villager lead. And it might just work out just because Lojza does have the relic, or the relicular advantage, as I like to say. Which is completely not it's definitely not a thing, but that's what I say on this channel. Relics really don't mean all that much, especially when Viper has this much gold in his base, which is why I don't think he's... It's really a late game thing is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if you remember Viper versus MBL, but certainly in the late games, Viper having those relics was huge. But Byzantine wars normally don't go. If it's a mirrored Byzantine war, I never really see them go super late game, and it's pretty trash intensive anyway, so at this point I think Viper having the small villager lead and getting the eco rolling a little bit ahead of time is probably the better thing to do, but Lojza has rebounded now. He's gotten his TCs going, they are all working well, and if you look, he actually does have 4 and he will have 5 relics, so he's going up to another TC as well. Yeah, I did not say... particular advantage. I did not say that. So Lojza also has the map control. He's bringing his monks over, and these monks actually could cause some problems to the wood line. I really like this move. I like it when players do this, and he could convert a villager, and I wouldn't be surprised if he were to do this and try and lame the wood line, because I would do that. It is a really cutthroat thing to do, and this is the time to do it. Lojza does see the vills convert a villager. He's probably selecting 1 vill, and there you go. What's he going to do with the villager? Oh, he's gotten 2 of them, and what's he going to do? He could even build something here. Of course, Viper could just reconvert them. I would delete them now, and there you go. Delete them, and that's basically 2 kills, and Lojza's ahead in villagers, and it might have something to do with going up to the extra TC now, but I think possibly getting the wheelbarrow in a little bit earlier. Viper's going right to handcart after he completed the wheelbarrow. Well, Lojza seems to have the advantage. He also does have, if you look, Viper has 0. Lojza has 5 relics now. And this is great. This is great for Lojza. Having the extra eco is fantastic for these Byzantine wars. Get the skirms out and the rams. Now, I'm seeing these guys get stone mining upgrades. I'm seeing these guys go up to extra TCs. Sometimes you just want to get up early and get the skirms rolling, but they're just kind of taking their time. I am watching Viper. He's actually still on 3 TCs, and sometimes staying on 3 is a little bit better just because you can get up to the Imperial Age earlier. However, if you look, Lojza is certainly in a better position as far as villager count goes, and I think he's probably going to abuse the market a little bit here. If you look, he's at 11k gold now, and he's getting the university. I wouldn't be surprised if he buys a little bit of food and just uses the extra villagers he has on gold to just get up around the same time as Viper, who is getting there. He's definitely getting there as well, and both players probably could be using the markets at some point. Now, what's going to be the play from Viper? I mean, he really is. He's getting up his own university, but he kind of is running out of space. I said he had space, but on the left-hand side, this is not space to build in at all. And on the front, he really doesn't have much of it. On the right, it's really eco space, not space to build military buildings. Lojza is clicked up first. Viper has yet to click up. Does he have his market working? He has it there. He has clicked up. Of course, you don't need as much in the way of resources to click up his Byzantines, but I'm surprised he hasn't tried to click up earlier. Are we going to get conversions of monks? This is probably going to be very small. in comparison to the fights we will see, but I think Viper, that is not a very strong scout. Viper deleted the monk, but it looked like it. But back to the point, Viper has no space. And Lojza, he's getting up a castle. He has a lot of resources. He's probably going to be going for archery ranges. Viper's going to have to build everything out here on the front. I'm somewhat surprised at how slow these players are building out. Normally at this point, you will see... Oh, wow. Boy, is it getting that conversion. Normally you see archery ranges coming up at this point. And you see skirms coming out at this point. Viper's getting fletching, but he's just now getting his barracks up. I saw scale barding come in from Lojza, so I don't know what he's planning to do. He's getting chain barding now, so this is certainly going to be interesting than the metagame I'm used to. I don't know. He is getting up a castle at home. I'm watching these bugs from Lojza. I don't think he's going to be able to stop this castle. 95%, 100% from this monk. Will it get a conversion? Well, he's actually sitting underneath the castle, which is interesting. Because the monks will not be touched by the castle, but I'm pretty sure it will go down. The archery ranges are coming up from Viper. What's the choice? Katas are coming out from Lojza. Wow, of course cataphracts are good against skirms. And scouts coming over here now from Lojza, as are the monks. And look at this. He still has monks here as well, and he could try and convert these villas. And Viper is going to attack the monks with the villagers. And that's not something you see every day. This is really well played from Lojza. He's essentially idling the economy. And look, 2 conversions. Lojza, this is fantastic play. Lojza is playing so great. And he's going to lose these villas now, but it's like 2 kills. And a bunch of idle time. This is amazing. And he's bringing out the Treb now. I wouldn't be surprised if he continues with the Trebs. He's going with another castle. He is going to continue with cataphracts, I assume. He doesn't have a stable, right? He has 1 stable, but he's going to continue with cataphracts. Viper has ranges in the back. He doesn't even have a elite skirm in. And Viper is on the brink of defeat here, I think, as the Trebs are coming out. You will see more cataphracts come out. Oh, he's 3 castles now, Lojza. And like we said, Viper doesn't have space. Lojza can build another castle. We've seen this approach from Lojza so many times where he just abuses castles. He just walks in with castles. He has the cataphracts, plus 3 defense. He's getting a husbandry. Skirms won't touch that. And we actually see, what is this? Halbs from Viper. He's going into Halbs, okay. Of course, cataphracts are great against infantry. He's going to need a lot of halbs. We see chainmail coming in from Viper now. He's lost his castle. And is he going to be... Yeah, he's actually housed now. And that's a really bad situation for him, because he's having to build houses SimCity-like in the back. And he's lacking the resources in a lot of ways. He's building a siege workshop in the back. Lojza's in a fine position. Of course, elite cataphract is really expensive, but look at his resources. He could get elite cataphract. Oh man, this is well played from Lojza. I just waiting for him to push in, but look at the amount of soon-to-be halbs from Viper. He's gonna have halbs. He's gonna have skirms. Of course, Byzantines have dirt cheap crash units, and Lojza's soaking up all the map control, which is great for him. I think Viper is just trying to bide his time right now, and he does, of course, need to push out at some point. He did kill that Treb, which is good, and also he's going to try and focus down some more. And if he keeps his alive, and he's able to pick off a couple more, it'd be really good. I think he, of course, will be well aware of the... Well, he hasn't seen the cataphracts yet, but he hasn't seen any skirms either, so he might just be guessing that. As, oh, Viper does lose his Treb there. And the elite cataphracts are in now for Lojza, and that's going to be hard to deal with. That's going to be hard to deal with. There's going to need to be a lot of halbs. I would like to see hand cannons come in from Viper. It really would. Hand cannons would be a much better choice. Skirms, of course, they would just get absolutely shredded. Now, Lojza, he's in a good position now to switch into trash of his own. He has a barracks, he has a stable, but I like to see him switch into ranges and go skirms of his own, or even hand cannons. But seeing as he's getting ballistics now, I think he's going to be going into the production of skirms, and he is. Those skirms will counter those halves fairly well. This is really heating up. A Siege Ram coming in for Viper. I really respect the fact that Viper's doing so much with so little space. He's actually on the stone back here, which is funny. I wonder if you could fit it. I think you can just fit a TC there, but there's the GG from Viper. And did he just... I wonder if he just caught a glimpse of these elite cataphracts. I'm not sure, but of course the score was in Lojza's favor. The military, in my opinion, and also the Vills and the relics. Wow. That was quite a first game from Lojza.